it is another day. Halloween decor hunting with me and good old Mr. Skeleton. Oh my gosh. It's another day with road rage, everybody. Anyways, it is officially September. It is our time, and it is now approaching the time. Like, I'm looking at the leaves, looking at the trees. It's been cooling down at night, so we are getting closer and closer to playing our favorite game. Is it dead or is it fall? Every single day, it's looking more and more and more like it is fall. Trees are not turning because they are dying and dry and parched and hot like the rest of us, everybody. They are turning because it is fall, and it's time. It is time. And we've got a bunch of places that don't put stuff out till after Labor Day. So we've got Walmart, Target, Home Depot, but right now, you know where we're going. We're gonna go pay the Elder Wasp a little visit. We're gonna go to TJ Maxx HomeGoods Hybrid to see if we can find these. We're back at it with the Sesame Street sheets. I know. I'm even annoying myself at this point. We're looking for the Sesame Street crib sheets now, not just the regular sheets. I didn't know if the crib sheets existed. Turns out they exist, and now we're going. So we're headed to the TJ Maxx HomeGoods Hybrid. Then I kind of wanted to stop by Ross because I haven't been to Ross a whole lot this season. I've gone a couple of times, and they didn't have a whole lot out yet, so I wanted to check again. So we're gonna go by Ross. Then I wanted to go to Target and see where they're at. Oh, and then today Bath and Body Works is putting out their Villains collection, so we're gonna go check that out, see what all the rage is about. I really want to go to Walmart today to see where they're at, so we'll probably stop by Walmart at some point today. So we are in the heat of all things Halloween season. We're decorating in general. We've got all sorts of Halloween, and then the weather's going to start cooling down, so I want to do all the festivities. I want to take the boys to the petting zoo. I want to go do some spooky things. I want to take them to Spirit Halloween. I want to go do some fun spooky things. So we've got that. We are in, like, it's happening, people. It's happening. Are you feeling it in the air? Are you feeling it? Are you smelling? Like, here it comes. Here comes Halloween. Here comes October. It's happening. It just, like, I feel like this energy picks up. And I think part of the energy is, like, once you hit September, it just feels like the rest of the year flies by. I feel like it's August. Once it's back to school, the rest of the year flies by. Fun Halloween activities. Then you got the holidays coming up. It's just like bam, bam, bam. And I know that stresses some people out. I get excited. I kind of thrive off of the holiday chaos. Mainly just the Halloween chaos and the fall chaos. I love it. But then it's the summer that I can't, like, it stresses me out. Summer stresses me out. I love the fall and winter. That is why I'm so glad, especially this month where it's going to be busy. I want to be focusing on everything but grocery shopping, but cooking meals, but planning meals. So we are going to be leaning heavily on our factor meals this month because it's going to be actually for the rest of the year. Not going to lie, for the rest of the holiday season, as we get into the holidays, we are going to be leaning on our Factor meals and on Factor in general. Factor is actually the sponsor for today's video, so thank you, Factor, for sponsoring this video. You have no idea how much you come through for me and my family and save us so much time. And I've jabbed my jaws about Factor on here before because I cannot say enough good things about it. And if you haven't heard of Factor before, or you have heard about Factor, but you're curious, like, what is it about? Is it worth it? Is it good? What's going on? Do you have a coupon code? I got all the above for you. So if you haven't heard of Factor before, Factor delivers fresh, never frozen meals straight to your door. Nutritious and delicious. They take 2 minutes. You pop them in the microwave and they're ready to eat. They're so easy. They taste amazing. And one of the things we love so much about Factor is they have so many different meals to choose from. They have a weekly menu of 35 options, including Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, and Vegan and Veggie. And they change them up every single week, so we never get tired of the same meals. You can also discover more than 60 add-ons every week, like breakfast, on-the-go lunch, snacks, and beverages to help you stay fueled and feel good all day long. So I cannot say enough good things about Factor. They have come through for us in so many ways, in so many different seasons of life, literal seasons, like the holiday season when things get stressful or busy just in general, but also the seasons of life, like having newborns. Oh my gosh, this would be the best gift. If I could have had this on my registry, I would have put it on my registry. This is the best gift for anyone who has given birth or has maybe had surgery or something like that. This is such, oh my gosh, this Factor came through for our family with 2 under 2, through everything. I mean, and you know what? Even thinking about finals week, I wish I would have had Factor during those times. And the great thing about Factor is they're super flexible. Maybe you're needing breakfast, lunch, and dinner, not just dinners, not just breakfast, or you can mix and match, have breakfast and dinners, or whatever you want to do. And then if you need to take a week off, maybe you're going on vacation, or like for us, sometimes if we have a lot of family meals, like if we're at my mom's one night, my dad's coming over and we're grilling another night and we'll have leftovers, we may either reduce the amount of meals or take the week off, and then you can resume the next week. And they just have so much variety, so much flexibility. We love Factor so much. Anyways, if you want to give Factor a try, you can head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code LibraFB50 for 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for a whole year. And their breakfast is so good. Their pancakes, highly recommend. Their scrambles, delicious. Love everything about it. Free breakfast for a year is a steal of a deal. So if you need an excuse to try Factor, definitely give them a try. Anyways, we're headed in now to HomeGoods and TJ Maxx. We've been sitting in the parking lot watching people walk in. We're going in we're looking for these sheets, y'all. Here we go. We just left HomeGoods TJ Maxx Hybrid, and I don't know that I'm going to find the crib sheets. I'm just going to put it out there. They had all of the Sesame Street regular sheets in all the different sizes except for crib. And that means they either haven't gotten the crib in yet or I missed out. And I looked in the pillowcase section because that's normally where they have the crib sheets, and there was not even one crib sheet to be found. So I don't know. I don't know that I'm going to be that bummed about it if I don't find the crib sheet. I don't know. We're going to keep looking for it. You know who we are. But yeah, anyways, didn't find the crib sheets. That's the longest story longer. But we did see some Halloween in there, and they're putting out their mugs right now. They're putting out some good ceramic ware right now. And I've been saying that the last couple weeks, but it's really getting good. I haven't seen a mug I've liked at HomeGoods in years. Not like really liked. I mean, I like it. No, I'm lying. I found a couple that I liked. But I just saw 2 in there that I was like, oh my gosh. One of them had a chip, and I was so bummed out. It was this gorgeous mug. It was gothic. It was intricate. It could be gothic. It could be witchy. It could be anything. It had a little crow on the little handle. Loved everything about it. We're going to Ross, by the way, right now. What was I going to say, though, about it? Oh, then they had another mug that was this beautiful, it had like a frame, an intricate gothic looking frame with a spider in it. And it was simple. But sometimes that's what I like. It's like an all year round spooky mug. That's what it was. It did it for me. So of all the mugs that I've seen, all the pastel and blah, 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 like, I really don't like to talk too much crap about it, but y'all, it's just because I feel like that's really all we've gotten this year from everyone is shoving this down our throats at this point, that even if I decorated in pastels, I would still be like, what the heck? Can we see? Even if every line in every store was exactly how I decorated, all gothic or all whatever, I would still be like, man, can I see a little bit of something else? You know, I like to see some variety. I would even think that. Maybe not. Okay, you got me. But we did see some. I walked down the Halloween section, even though the decor is slowing down. I did get some visuals of like some statue looking stuff, some skulls. They had some witches. They had some, like a cauldron and a wooden ghost statue thing. It wasn't really that bad, honestly. I'm seeing the pastel stuff slow down and the Summerween stuff. I wish, this is all I'm going to say about this. With the pastels and the Summerween, I just wish, and I said this before, I wish it would have come out a month earlier. Because seeing more of the Halloween stuff now, a lot of us have already made our choices, bought up our items and whatnot. But I did see like a whole shelf of Headless Horsemen, just various ones, different colors, different outfits. And yeah, just lots of different decor. Some of the stuff we've seen, some of the stuff we haven't seen. I saw some mossy skulls that would have looked perfect in my witchy table, but I feel like my witchy table this year is at max capacity when it comes to, like, I feel like I don't want to overdo it. I wanted it to look like a lived-in, cluttered cottage, but not to the point of where you can't tell at all what's going on. You know what I mean? So I'm happy with my setup of my witch table, but those mossy skulls will look kind of cute, I'm not gonna lie. And then what else do we see in this area? Oh, we saw this really pretty candle. It had a metal plate with these spiders, and then it had the wax in the plate, and it was a whole candle situation. I like that. And I saw some candlestick holders, some bat candlestick holders, a couple of different ones. One had just wings attached to a candlestick holder thing, and then the other one had a whole bat. I also saw something new. So in the rug section, they had some Rifle Paper Company rugs. And I know Rifle Paper does stuff for Pottery Barn, but I didn't know they did HomeGoods. There were like 3 different rugs, Rifle Paper rugs. So that was interesting to see. I don't remember if I got the visuals of this because I think I saw one, but they did have some of the spooky landscapes shower curtains. One of them had that spooky landscape that I'm using for my bedroom sheets. They kind of go with that, and the blanket, it black and white. And then they had some pink ones, lots of pink ones in here. We saw some more spooky ceramics. There was a bat canister thing and I feel like I saw some other canisters or other ceramic ware in here. But a lot of it we had seen. So I was trying to kind of figure out what we had seen, what we hadn't seen yet. And honestly, it was very cluttered in the ceramic area. And what else did I see? I didn't see any new towels or blankets or anything like that. All that's slowing down, I feel like. But a lot of the ceramic stuff it's happening. It's coming out. There's a lot of ceramic stuff. Lots of mugs right now, plates, casserole dishes, lots of stuff like that. They also had some really cute napkins. Actual classic Halloween napkins, everybody. So I did see some classic Halloween today. And then they also had some classic Halloween looking, it was like a little cupcake and topper set that was really cute. And so I don't know, maybe we have to do some vintage cupcakes this year. I really want to bake a lot during Vlogoween this year. I want to do more in Vlogoween because I feel like the last 2 Vlogoweens I've been pregnant or postpartum and just exhausted. So I really want to do some fun Vlogoween stuff and some baking and pumpkin patching and all the things. Maybe, I don't know, some crafts. We'll do some crafty things, even though I'm terrible at crafts. But you know what? Whatever. We gotta start sometime. And then, what else did we see? Oh, I saw a Nightmare Before Christmas little canister thing. So my mother-in-law is buying Lucian a full Nightmare Before Christmas sheet set, bed set for Christmas. So, not for his Christmas sheets, for his all year round sheets. And I know some of you are thinking like, that kid is going to get over Nightmare Before Christmas like tomorrow. I know this is how kids work. So does my mother-in-law. She had 2 boys. But he loves Nightmare Before Christmas and Jack Skellington right now. He loves a lot of things. He likes Sesame Street. He likes Dinos. He likes a lot of different things. But, like, Nightmare Before Christmas right now is his happy place. And sometimes, you guys, I remember being a kid and I remember my mom doing up my bedroom. I had all the different characters. I had Little Mermaid. I had, like, the whole bed in a bag. If you know the bed in a bag, they still do beds in a bag. But I meant, like, the bed in the bag in the 90s was, like, the thing. And it was nice. Like, the stuff was nice. One year, Santa hooked me up with a Little Mermaid bedroom. Like, the full comforter sheets, fish tank, and I had a little betta fish in there. And then some figurines. I had the curtains, the big pillows, the full Little Mermaid bedroom set. And I was so excited. My brother got the Ninja Turtles one. He had the full thing. The wall decals, the beanbag. All the pillows that had the arms that flop around and the legs that flop around. The whole shebang. My brother and I, that was what we got from Santa that year, was brand new bedrooms and our favorite characters. And I loved it. And I still remember it to this day. And I was young. And I remember it. But anyway, that's what I had. And if you guys had a bed in a bag, let me know what it was down in the comments. But Yeah, I mean, it wasn't overboard. I didn't get like a new one every year, but you know, we got, you know, as they kind of wore down and stuff like that, we got new ones. Longest story longer, I saw a canister there that said skulls on it. And I thought it'd be cute for Lucian's bedroom to put on his dresser to where he can't reach it, but put some of his, like, I don't know, sunglasses, little trinkets in there, whatever. Anyways, we're here at Ross. We're going into Ross. Here we go. All right, we just left Ross. And I don't know if it's just me or it's this Ross, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this Ross hasn't gotten a bunch of stuff at all. Like, it's kind of the same kind of stuff and not a whole lot of new stuff added. And I saw a cute little, oh, it's the tornado sirens. No big deal. Nothing to see here, everybody. Wait, no. Yes. Sorry, I couldn't tell if it was like a faraway fire truck or a tornado siren, but it is Wednesday at 11, everybody. Welcome to Tornado Alley. Wait, should we run to Ollie real quick? We're running to Ollie real quick. Oh, sorry, dude. We're gonna run to Ollie really, really quickly because we just went a couple weeks ago. We didn't see anything, but we're right here, and I don't know that we're gonna be back over this way, so I want to check. But they've got tornado siren testing today, and I kind of forgot about it. And we're supposed to get major storms tonight. Hail, like 1 to 2 inch size hail. What? Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, Ross. Saw like it was like a mug, a jack-o'-lantern mug thing. Then saw like a skull. Was it a cake stand? Oh God, now I'm not even remembering anything. My brain has been fried, everybody. Like a couple of things in this area, nothing to write home about. Some salt and pepper shakers. And there was like a skull piece, like had skulls on it. I hear you, sirens. I hear you. And then they had, nothing was really that memorable to me. They had some potion bottles, and they did have some cute lanterns. They were smaller versions of the lanterns that I got last year from HomeGoods. They were black lanterns with bats. Those were the cutest things there, I would say. Then I went over to the blankets. Usually they're fully stocked with Halloween blankets. They had a couple of blankets. They were good, but they didn't have a lot of them. They had a Sleepy Hollow looking blanket with the Headless Horseman that was really cute. They had a spider blanket and a skeleton blanket. And I want to say that was it. There wasn't a whole lot of Halloween blankets. And they did have some Halloween sheets, though, that were kind of cute. They had some ghosty sheets. They had one with a skull, kind of like a sugar skull look, with some tombstones. They had one that was kind of a witchy, had a moon, I think, and branchy situations. And then they had, oh, it's getting hot. No, it's 80 degrees. Oh, I gotta take off this jacket. No. Then they had, what did they have? They had some rugs, some outdoor rugs, some Michael Myers outdoor rugs. Halloween 2 or whatever. Anyways, they had one that said, both of them said welcome home, which I thought was hilarious. One had jack-o'-lanterns, and I don't even know, it didn't even look like Michael Myers at all, or William Shatner for that matter. It looked like none of the above. Then the other one, though, had Michael Myers in his classic blue suit and said welcome home. That one was better. So it was funny as I took a picture and sent it to my brother, and I was like, LOL. He goes, will you get that for me? $9 is a steal. So I got it for him. I snagged it for him. It's in this bag right here. Oh, and then look what I found. I think that's all we saw, by the way, at Ross. Anything I'm missing, I'll show here, but look what I found, guys. Tate's gluten-free lemon cookies. I love the Tate's gluten-free cookies, but I never see them. I mean, I see them, but I don't see the lemon. I don't know if I've ever seen these. So we're going to give them a little taste, of course, right now. And as we're sitting here, waiting to go into Ollie's and sweating. Dang it, I really didn't want to take my jacket off. I hope these are good. They smell so good. Delicious. But it's like crispy, airy, melts in your mouth, kind of buttery. So good. All right. Anyway, so we secured the spooky goods for my brother and Ross. So now we're going to go to Ollie's. Let's see what they got. Here we go. All right, Mr. Skeleton, we just left Ollie's, and there was less stuff this time than last time. Like, it was totally picked up. Like, anything we saw last time was totally picked over, and they didn't appear to have anything. I saw one witch hanging decor thing, and that was it. That was new. They did have some of the stuff they had last time, but like the fog machine things. But I don't know if they're just not doing Halloween, or maybe they get it out a little bit later. I don't know, man. Some of these places are slim pickings with their Halloween this year, y'all. Uh-oh, those are sirens. Here it comes. That's weird. I was just thinking I heard a fire truck earlier, and there's a fire truck. But it was tornado sirens earlier. I think this year we're going to see a ton of Halloween clearance. Halloween clearance this year is going to be good, because I feel like we haven't seen this much stuff in Halloween probably ever, but also since COVID. So I think we're going to see a lot of clearance. I don't want to park next to that tree because there's an 8 out of 10 chance there's going to be a wasp. Okay, and now I need to pick a lane, Jade. Pick a lane. We're here at Target. We're going to check Target number 1 before we work our way in a different direction. My back is sweating. It's 80 degrees, everybody. Ugh. I know some of you if you're living somewhere that's like 180, you're like, well, shut your mouth. 80 sounds like a vacation, but it's fall. Everybody needs to be fall. Oh, wait, I only took one bite of my cookie. Anyways, you know what I did see at Ollie? If you guys have, where did I put it? If you guys have kids or nieces, nephews, grandkids, friends' kids who love books, or you just want to get them some books, like maybe for like you're doing a boo basket for them, or anytime that you're wanting to get them a book, Ollie's has the best prices on books, I'm telling you. And they always have something. Sometimes they're more picked over than other times, but I can always find something. Look what I found. Lucian is going to flip out. Look at this. Baby Shark, Halloween Shark. Lucian loves Baby Shark. And they have the Halloween one. Let's hear. Oh. Well, it doesn't work. Oh, I get to pull the tab thing. Okay, well, at least this one has a tab. Most of the ones they have there, they're already out of batteries. So I'm glad this one at least has a tab with fresh batteries. $4. $4 for a licensed product, for one. And two, for a book. Books are so expensive for kids. Okay. Also saw this one. I don't think he's going to know what he's doing here, but it's the Big C Seek and Find. It's just a book of, I think it's like a hide and seek sticker book thing. It's like I think this is just like an activity book. And Lucian's just going to want to look at all the different sharks. But they've got stickers and everything else. He's going to love everything about that. So I got this other Baby Shark one. This was originally $7.99 for $1.99. I love a steal of a deal. How much was this one? This one was... Oh, it doesn't say. But I'm sure it's got sound and everything. I'm sure it was high dollar. But this one was $7.99 for $1.99. That is such a steal. Then I also got this googly-eyed one. I don't know if he has this one yet. If he does, I can send it to Grandma's. But it's this googly eye. He loves the googly eye stuff. And he likes to poke the eyes out of all these sharks, yeah. Well, how much was this one? $8.99. Got it for $1.29. Oh! I know this isn't Halloween, but we love talking about steals of deals, and it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside getting a steal. Know a book lover child. They have teen stuff and actual regular books. So if you like books, even if you like books, go to Ollie's, because they got some good stuff. You never know what you're going to find. Alright, I'm going to finish this cookie and then we're going into Target. Alright, we just left Target. Didn't see a lot of new stuff. They were taking down school supplies, like the final backpacks. They were taking down the hooks, everything. So they're getting ready. We're going to go to another one. because, you know, we can't help ourselves. I did see a couple of new things in the Bullseye Playground. They had these cute little ghosty pictures. Little ghosties doing various things, little sheet ghosts. They were sipping coffee, and there's one with bats around it, and then there was another one that was doing something else. And then they had a little ghosty mug stack with 2 little ghosts stacked. And then I think that's it. That's all we saw in the new Bullseye Playground stuff. Then I did see some blankets and pillows. A couple of different blankets this year, which makes me, you know, it makes me sad now. Because I used to buy a Target blanket every year for Neens. Neens Ghoul, thinking about you, girl. Anyway, so we saw some blankets. They had a neon colored looking one. I think it had pumpkins or skull. I think it had pumpkins, or maybe it was skulls. I think it was jack-o'-lanterns though. And then they did have one with skulls. It was black and white. They had a spider web glow in the dark one. They had, what was the other one that they had? They had a bat one, like an orange one with bats, and then one with, I think, just orange jack-o'-lanterns all over it. I thought there was another one in here, but maybe not. And then they had some pillows. They had some jack-o'-lantern pillows or plushy things, and then a ghosty plush thing with a witch hat on. And then they also had a Frankenstein-looking pillow and a mummy-looking pillow. And that's what they had in this area, in the blankets and pillows and all that kind of stuff. And they also had a couple of new things in the bathroom area. They had some hand towels where it comes as a set, and one of them had a jack-o'-lantern on the front, and then a towel that came with it had jack-o'-lanterns all over it, like a classic Halloween. Then they had one that had skeletons. I think it said chillin' or something on it. And then there was, I think it was glow in the dark too. And then they had a witch towel. It was black with a green witch, and then the other towel was green with a, it was black with a green witch and then green with a black witch. That's what I was trying to say. Right now we're going to Bath and Body Works to see the new Villains collection. And then we might go to the other Target and see where they're at as far as getting things out. We're letting the spooky wind blow us, y'all, today. So where are we going? Bath and Body Works. Here we come. All right, we're here at Bath and Body Works. We're going in. Hi, how are you? And all right, we just left Bath and Body Works. We saw the whole spooky display. Let's talk about what we saw. First of all, the worker in there was so sweet. Everyone at this one, the employees are so nice. Actually, all of them, they're so nice, but this one, they're always the nicest. Anyways, the collection I wish they would have used some of these concepts for Halloween, you guys. Like the trays, I'm just going to start. Well, I'll show the whole thing in all of its glory, first of all, so you can see the whole setup and what it looked like. I'm just going to put this out there. Don't roast me in the comments, you guys. I have not seen these movies in so long and even back when I did watch these movies, they were not my favorite ones of the bunch. I was a big Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Lion King. So I haven't seen these movies since I was a literal child. So I basically have no idea what I'm talking about when I'm mentioning any of these pieces. So, okay, I'll just leave that disclaimer there. So they had these trays that were so cool. And you can put the body care items on the trays, or anything you want on the trays, really. The Evil Queen one had the mirror and had a whole light up mirror situation. It was so cool. And then the Maleficent one, I believe, had the horns on the mirror, if I'm remembering correctly. But I didn't see it light up, so I don't know that it lit up. But those were really, really cool. So in the Maleficent collection, they had this beautiful, I don't want to park there, somebody's in their car sitting there. Nope, we're trying to talk to ourselves, everybody. In the Maleficent collection area, they had a candle pedestal that was this beautiful castle. The castle was amazing. And then they had the crow soap dispenser holder thing. Then they had a really cool candle pedestal that lit up and had Maleficent's silhouette, and then had vines growing up the side. It was so cool, so detailed, great quality per usual. Then they also had the pocket back holder that had Maleficent's horns and then this little dangly thing in green. Oh, and then I really liked the wall plug-in. I think this may have been one of my favorite things in the collection. It was the wall plug-in with the crow and the Maleficent horns coming up. It was really cool looking. And then they had all of the lotions and the body washes and the candles and the lip gloss and all the body care candle stuff. And I showed all the packaging. The packaging was really pretty. The Maleficent packaging I liked better than the Evil Queen packaging. I don't know if anyone else felt the same way. I think it just depends on what you like. But the scent, it was very floral. It was very, if you like rose and you like a floral forward scent, then I think you're going to like this. But it also depends on what kind of floral you like. If you're not into rose, then you may not like it. But the thing I like about it is I do like that it's different, because I am so tired. Let me just tell you, let me just go on this little rant for 5 seconds. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I am so tired of the berry scents. Everything smells like candy. And I don't even mind sweet. I know a lot of people don't like vanilla scents or stuff like that. I don't mind the vanilla stuff. It's just when everything becomes berry. Like, I'm pretty sure everything in the Halloween collection other than pumpkin carving was some sort, oh, and ice cream float, which was cola. The rest of it was all berry. It's just like all one note to me. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way. It's just so much berry in the Halloween collection. I'm like, this is Halloween. Where's the spice? Where's the pumpkin, cinnamon, nutmeg? Like, where's the spice? Give me spice. Or like musky, woodsy. They used to have more scents like that in the Halloween collection. Now I feel like we just get pure berry. And I don't even feel like berry is that much of a fall scent. It's like a summer thing and spring thing. So I don't know. Anyway, that's my little rant about that. Anyways, moving on now that I've raged out about berry scents. Let's talk about the Evil Queen collection. So the Evil Queen side, they had a lot of the apple, the poison apple kind of looking stuff. I believe, they had a pocket back holder, and did they also have a plug? No, it was the pedestal. They had a candle pedestal with a hand holding the poison apple. And then there was a poison apple soap dispenser holder. That was the other poison apple thing. Then the plug-in was the heart with the dagger. And they had a pedestal with the heart and the dagger kind of thing going on. And then they also had cosmetic bags. The Evil Queen one was purple and gold. The Maleficent one was more of just a snake scale or dragon scale looking iridescent thing. And then they had all the Evil Queen stuff. The body care, the candles, soaps, all that kind of stuff in this area. So we saw the full villains collection. Anything else I'm missing, I'll show here. I think everyone's gonna have their own preferences and tastes when it comes to this line, but I do know that there are people who've been waiting for this line. They've been waiting for villains. They have, and I think there are really, really good pieces in here, to the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, why haven't we gotten this with Halloween? Why hasn't Vampire Blood gotten a full-blown Dracula's castle pedestal? Like, give it to us, everybody. And it would sell out. I feel like it would sell out instantly. Or like, even with the light up Maleficent pedestal. Like, I don't know. I want to see some Halloween in that. Or even where the body care items are with the mirrors. Oh my gosh, I would have bought one that had a ghost or jack-o'-lantern or something that lights up. Or I don't know. It's so good. Like, I want one of those little body care things to put in my guest bathroom, and it would light up and it'd be Halloween. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with me, disagree. You can let me know in the comments. I just kept thinking that, like, dang, I wish that we saw this for Halloween. So anyway, that's just my take, because I'm disappointed we didn't see an in-your-face Halloween collection, and it was very pastel and very cutesy this year. And again, not talking crap on it, because I do think there's a place for cutesy. I just wish we would have gotten something, at least gotten one line of the whole bunch that stayed classic Halloween and wasn't so cutesy and didn't have hearts and bows and whatever else all over it. But yeah, so I do think the villains collection was beautiful. I think there are some really unique pieces in here, and the quality looked really nice, so I can't complain about any of it. Oh, I didn't talk about the Evil Queen scent. What did you guys think of the apple scent? I was so excited to see an apple scent, but I liked the candle better than the lotion. The lotion pulled a lot of pear for me, and the pear lost me. I wanted apple. They took away our apple scent and they gave us freaking apple pear. Dang it. So that's what we saw at Bath and Body Works, and so we didn't get a solid apple bergamot scent, like a candy apple cauldron lotion. We didn't get any of that, y'all. Or a pumpkin carving lotion. I got the sweet cinnamon pumpkin lotion, which is apparently the same thing, but I kind of want, it's time, Bath and Body Works. It is time to give us a pumpkin Halloween body care line. We want to see it. You spent money on an ice cream float, like a cola scent, but you won't give us classic pumpkin. We want it. We want it, Bath and Body Works. We want it. My camera overheated because I was ranting so hard about pumpkin scents. But basically, long story longer, I was just saying, even if I didn't want a pumpkin scent, I would understand why they did one during Halloween season. I'd be like, oh yeah, this is their pumpkin line. It's Halloween. It's what they do. But we get the same vampire blood every year. I know it does well. I'm not saying to get rid of it. I'm not saying to get rid of vampire blood. I'm just saying that we expect to see it every year. Even though it's not my taste, I know why it's there. It makes sense. So why don't we get a pumpkin scent, everybody? Anyways, we're here at Target, just jabbing our jaws, sweating, overheating. So we're going into Target to see what they got. Here we go. All right, so we're leaving Target, and we just saw the spooky goods at Target. They didn't have a full selection, like it wasn't the full Halloween extravaganza, but they had a lot of it there, a little bit of everything. So I don't even know where to start. First of all, I guess I'll start because I wanted to talk about the fact that Target, yes, some of their stuff is cutesy. I'll put that out there. It is very family friendly. It's like the less scary version of some of the stuff we see, like animatronic wise, at, you know, Home Depot and Lowe's and all those places.
You know what they say, if you got it, you gotta haunt it.
Be Halloween.
It's a less scary version. So like they had this skeleton bust and he pulls his head off, but it's not as scary as the Lowe's one where it was like a full jump scare and he pulls the jack-o'-lantern off his head and he's screaming and whatever else. This is more of like a kid-friendly version of that. So that's just an example, but they had a bunch of in-your-face, old-school Halloween vibes. Let's start with the classic Halloween-looking stuff. It was kind of more on the cutesy side of classic Halloween, like not quite as, and I don't think the 80s and 90s were that scary. It was still kind of cutesy, classic Halloween, but this has more like smiley faces. The witches look way more friendly and smiley and pretty. So they had some wall decor signs that we saw some of these last year, these plastic ones. I preferred the ones last year, but I liked the color schemes of the ones this year. So they had like big plastic wall decor pieces. They had a witch one. They had a scaredy cat looking one that was really cute. They had a, what was the other one? They had a mummy and a Frankenstein. And then these were the main characters in this whole line. So a lot of these characters popped up throughout the whole line. And they had the hanging ghouly looking animatronic kind of things in all the different characters. And I'll play all of them here because I played each one.
I've got a feeling this Halloween's gonna be a smash. Hope you have a core.
My, you are a sweet thing, aren't you? I could just eat you out. Happy Halloween, my dreamy little ghoul.
Heads gone tight. It's going to be a monstrous night.
And I'm gonna out, and for me, I just like you.
Chocolate balls. Gummy candy. Yuck.
Do you have any color-coded apples? They are reported to be I'm the ghost with the most joy for every girl and every
The vampire and the werewolf, I think, were my favorite out of the whole mix. The emo ghost ghoulie thing was back, where he cries the blues, everybody.
Oh, hope you're scared. Sorry if you're not. I tried.
I just call him the emo ghost, because that's what he is to me. And then, what else did we see? Oh, and then they had these one dangly ghoulie guys that were so, the retro feels were there. Even the sound, it was the sound of my childhood. But it was all that same sound, and it was so nostalgic. And then they also had some blow molds in this area. They had some Lewis pieces. Lewis is their Reaper pumpkin head guy. They had a blow mold, a Lewis blow mold, also a ghost blow mold. They had a huge animatronic Lewis. And then they had, what else did they have in this area? They had some little pumpkin looking guys and the different characters, or maybe they were just little plushy.
Hello, hello, hello.
And, oh, they also had the little mini plushie things. They had a little werewolf and a moon. You know, the ones that are like paired together. So cute. Loved the werewolf and the moon. And then they had, and there was a whole other little section that had, it's kind of like a witch and a bat theme, and had little plushies in this area. So there was a witch plush, a bat plush. They also had the skeleton back this year. And what was the other one next to the skeleton? Was it a cat or something? I don't know. But they had some little plushy situations in here, and like little sitting, like where they sit up on a little shelf or whatever. Oh, and then they had the birds back. They had a little witch bird. They had, I hear you, I have to cross over because the freaking cones are in the middle of the road. They were cones, everybody. And then they had this really pretty witchy blow mold. They had a small one and a bigger one. And they also had a spider that kind of went with this little collection that had a green back. And they had a black cat that lit up green. And what else they had? I think they had a ghost in this area. And a skeleton. They had some skulls in here. They had black velvet. They had, I think they had a green skull in here too. And they also had a bunch of metal houses. They had little mini metal houses and all these different little, like all different designs of little mini houses. A little mini branchy tree. And then they had two of the bigger metal houses. One had a bat at the top, and the other one I think had a moon, like a crescent moon carved into it. And those were really cute. And what else do we see? Oh, a bunch of these little ceramic, some little ceramic guys, some little ceramic witches. There's like a little ceramic witch set, and then some bigger ones. They had little skeleton ceramic set. And what was the other? I can't remember what, maybe there wasn't another one, but they had little ceramic guys. I didn't see the block stuff this year. So usually they have their own little kind of spooky town stuff. It's like the little wooden, carved out wooden decor. I didn't see that this year. I don't know if they're not doing it or if they just didn't have it out yet. I think somebody asked about it on the Facebook group, but I don't know that they're doing it because I didn't see it on the online release either. So that's interesting. Then they had another, so this color scheme was more like greens, blacks, whites, that kind of thing. Then over in the other section, it was more pinks, pastels, iridescent, lavenders, all those kind of colors in this other little area. And then what else did we see? We saw a bunch of skeletons. It was a whole bone zone. They had big skeletons, and they had disco ball skeletons, y'all. We saw a disco ball head skeleton. They had alien skeletons. They had a classic skeleton. They had, did I already say jack-o'-lantern head skeletons? Because they had those. They had the big ones, they had the medium-sized ones, and they had the little small ones. And there was a whole section of skeletons that I got. And bones and stuff that come out of the ground and stick out. They also had a bat skeleton. A bat skeleton. And some, like a chihuahua skeleton, or maybe it was a cat, but it looked like a chihuahua to me. So Neens was there, everybody. Okay, so then they had an animated decor / blow mold section. They had some blow mold looking, what is jiggling over here? Come on, get with it. They had a blow mold that was They had some blow mold tombstones, which I'm so happy to see. They all lit up. Some were animated. I'll show the animated ones here, but I will say you're about to see some lights. So if you're sensitive to lights, but some of it was a little bit bright. So I just want to let you know, in case you're sensitive to light, you can either know to look away when one pops up. I don't want to surprise you with any lights.
Boys and ghouls, happy Halloween.
And they also had regular blow molds that made, like, they had different voices to the different blow molds. We saw some of these last year. They had some small blow mold animatronic looking things, like they had a toad. They had a witch with these ghosts floating around. They also had this witch hut that I loved. The owl was back this year. And they had the little looking landscape one. And the phone was back this year, the see-through looking phone. And then they also had some other small animatronics.
On me, that is.
No candy for me this year. I'm afraid I don't have the stomach for it.
Hello, little monsters and ghouls. Come closer. I've got a... I'm so ugly, I met the Grim Reaper the other night, and he told me, no rush, take your time.
I know. Prepare to trick or treat.
They also had a whole other little section that had wreaths and some floral looking stuff. They had the skeleton bust with the mossy floral stuff coming out. They had these really cool pots. One, or both of them had jack-o'-lantern faces, but they were just two totally different ones. One was a longer jack-o'-lantern face, and one was a little squatty jack-o'-lantern face with a more of a pot that comes out with back cutouts. They were really cool. And then they also had a ghost, like a metal ghost. I don't know if it was a planter or what it was. They had some light-up witch boots. They had... I don't even remember what else they had in this area. They had some really cute stuff. Oh, they had some classic Halloween looking light up stuff. So they had a jack-o'-lantern marquee looking sign, a marquee looking sign that said treats. They also had some light up acrylic looking pieces that had more of that classic Halloween, retro Halloween look. They had some neon looking signs and multiple colors to the neon signs too, which are really cool. And I feel like Target was the originator of like bringing back the neon sign trend, because years ago when it was still dollar spot, they had those little mini neon signs. Remember those little witch hats, little jack-o'-lanterns, and they were all the rage. They also had some other neon signs too, the ones that move around. They had the witch hat, they had a bubbling cauldron, and a spider web that I couldn't quite see what it did. Oh, and then they had some wreaths in this area. They had some black kind of spooky looking wreaths. They had the classic ornament wreath. They had one that had a witchy house and lit up that was really pretty. It was green, like more of that green color scheme, and then green and black. And then they also had a couple of other wreaths in here. What were the other ones? Oh, they had a crescent moon one, and they had another, what was the other one? It was black or something. Yeah, just some really good spooky goods in here. And what else am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something that I was just going to mention, and then I spaced it off. They also had some outdoor stake lights that were really cool. They had some jack-o'-lantern ones. They had witch ones, and they had alien ones. And then what was the other one? Was it skulls? I think it was skulls. And then they had some yard stakes, jack-o'-lantern ones. They had skull ones, I think, and then they also had some yard decor. And what I love about their yard decor, once again this year, they went plastic instead of styrofoam, which I love because you can reuse it every year. And yeah, it doesn't matter what the weather is. It can rain or whatever. The wind can blow, and I feel like they're a little more sturdy. So I liked the yard stuff. They also had some blow up inflatable things. They had ghosts. They had spiders. They had, was it a Reaper guy or an alien guy? I don't know. Lots of aliens in here this year. But once again, I'm not mad at it because they had other characters too. So I don't feel like we were missing out on anything. I feel like they had a lot to offer in this whole line. So anything else I'm missing, I'll show here. I'm pretty sure I'm missing like an entire aisle of stuff. We got the tombstones. We got the blow molds, all the little animatronics, the big animatronics. They also had a big blow-up castle, spooky castle looking situation. And man, there was a lot to see, and it still wasn't all out. So they're going all out this year, you guys. They're going all out. Then I went down into the little food section where we saw the treats last time, the little waffle makers. They had these really cute treats. What were they? Like treats. I don't even know what to call them. What did they call them? Spooky treat things. Treats. Trays. That's what they were. They were treat trays. They had a jack-o'-lantern one, they had a ghost one, and they had one that said eek, and you put little treats. We're going to have to do something with these. I want to do a little treat tray, a spooky treat tray during Vlogoween. Anything else I'm missing, I'll show here, but we're going to go back because I didn't see any towels. I didn't see, there was still a lot that they were putting out, but anything I'm missing, I'll show here. Then I stopped by the threshold line once again just to see if they put anything new out, and sure enough, they did. They put the drink dispenser out, and I was waiting to see this in the flesh. But then I saw it, and I was disappointed, you guys. I love this drink dispenser. It is perfect in every way, except it has a moth on the front that has this mean skull-looking face in the moth that's just not... It's not it for me. Like, if it was just a classic death moth, I would have been so excited. But this one had this weird skeleton face that just was not... And I know it's a death moth. I get it, but it's not what you think. If you look it up, it's more of this, like... They could have done without it and just done the death moth, classic moth in the front without the weird skeleton face. They could have done without it. But it was so cool looking. Anyways, they also had this decanter that was beautiful with these spiders, and oh, it was gorgeous. And it had a skull topper, but the skull topper on this one was like a classic skull, which I can do. It wasn't this like weird, scary, animated looking skull face. It was just a classic skull. Then they also had glass, like a new glass I hadn't seen, but a lot of the stuff was picked over. The wreath was gone. There was a lot of stuff gone. So anyway, that's what we saw at Target, and I'm not even going to Home Depot because we spent way too much time getting footage in Target, and my phone was running out of batteries, my camera's running out of batteries, everybody's out of batteries right now. So we're gonna go back out on the hunt. We'll go, and plus the guy said that worked at Home Depot said they're getting out Halloween today. They were clearing out the area last night. So my guess is they're not going to get everything out today. They usually don't. Lowe's didn't. They usually don't get it all out in one day. So we'll check back tomorrow or the next day and see what we can find. So anyways, that's what we saw at Target and everywhere today. And we saw the spooky goods, y'all. Hey everyone, it is another day Halloween decor hunting with me and good old Mr. Skeleton. You are invading my personal space, Mr. Skeleton. He is staring right into my soul right now. Let's get up, let's get with it. Gotta get it together, sir. All right, so we are cruising today. It is 64 degrees, overcast. If you guys are drooling on the other side, I am too. We are going today. We've got places to go. We got Halloween to see. We got Walmart, Home Depot, and then possibly a different Ross. Because the other Ross, I'm concerned about the other Ross. Because there's been nothing. But yeah, we don't have a ton of places left. Walmart, Target, Home Depot really are the main places. But yeah, I really just want to hit these last couple of places before we finish decorating, just in case I see anything for my themes, because so far we haven't seen a whole lot for my in-your-face Halloween theme, because there hasn't been a whole lot of in-your-face Halloween. So I want to check Walmart, which it looks like they're doing Christmas or Creepmas, Halloween, and Easterween is what they're doing. But I want to see if they have anything else out. And then what else did I want to see? Oh, I want to see the tombstones at Home Depot. Is it a chihuahua on the back of somebody's car? Like a chihuahua decal? Instead of a wolf, it's a chihuahua. I need one. I need one. It almost looks like the tail is on the windshield wiper. It'd be hilarious if it would wag. Yes. Yes. And it does wag. What? Oh my gosh, I wish I could show you that. Oh my gosh, I need it. It's so cute. All right, Walmart. Here we come. You better be ready for us. Do I need to get anything at Walmart? All right, everyone, we're leaving Walmart, and dare I say, it's a little chilly out, like actually kind of cold. Like, I'm gonna grab my jacket. It's kind of cold. Like what I've been waiting for the last 500 years, kind of chilly. I don't know, maybe I'll take off my flannel and wear my jean jacket. I was looking for my long sleeve. It would have been perfect today. My long sleeve Halloween 2025 shirt. 2025. I don't know what I'm trying to say. This year's Halloween shirt. I was looking for it. Long sleeve. Couldn't find it anywhere. I don't know if I didn't grab myself one. I tried it on, so I don't bag it back up. So it's got to be somewhere. I have no idea where it's at. Might be my office where I tried it on. I don't know. I'm heartbroken about it because I don't know where it's at. All right, so we have our jacket on now. Hopefully that keeps me warm enough. I did not expect it. I think it's the combination of the overcast raininess with the 60-degree weather. It's 66. That is making it feel cooler even. Because if it was sunny right now, it wouldn't even really feel that cool. But it's overcast. It's the perfect fall day, and I was not prepared. I was not ready. It was supposed to be Wednesday, was supposed to be like 65, blah, blah, blah. Well, that didn't happen. It was hot. So it was like 80. But today I wasn't prepared. I should have dug out my sweater or put on all my layers. I was not ready. I woke up too late. I was all discombobulated. I was rushing to get ready. And now we weren't ready, everybody. I could have had my beanie on. I could have had I could have been looking like fall, but here we are. I'm still stuck in summer because I know the second, tomorrow it's going to be 100 probably outside because that's just how it works in good old Kansas, y'all. Oh, this guy's just walking right in front of a car. Whoa, that was crazy. Okay. Anyways, well, the car wasn't stopping either, so that's a whole other thing. Okay, so where are we going? Oh, wait, Walmart. What do we see at Walmart? We saw, oh, Lord, you guys. This dollar section is a mess. Okay, so they put out this dollar section, and I feel like people are either going to love it or hate it, and I'm somewhere in between, because I love it, because I need things in this line, but I don't love it for right now. So we talked about this last week when we saw this. they're doing the most. Walmart is doing the most in their dollar section. They're doing every holiday spooky. So they've got Halloween, they've got Easterween, they've got Creepmas, I think is what most people call it, or what do I call it? I just call it Christmas, but decorate dark. So anyways, so they've got that, which we saw last time, a lot of the heart stuff. I showed a couple of the new stuff that they put out. They put out a couple of pillows, put out one that said, "Till death do us part." Wait, I'm going the wrong direction. Go me. They had, what other, did they have another pillow that said "Beautiful" or something on it? I don't know. It's all this Halloween kind of hearts, and some of it's really cutesy, like conversational heart stuff. Some of it's like a skeleton heart situation. And then they have the Easterween looking stuff that they had a skeleton with bunny ears. They had a bunch of plushy Halloween peeps. One was a witch, one was a pumpkin, one was skeleton, I think. And then they had the Creepmas stuff. So they had some spooky gingerbread houses. They had some, little mini ones and then a larger one. And then they had, oh man, what little gingerbread. I showed the gingerbread ornaments last time, but they had some Creepmas stuff in here. Oh, little gingerbread plushie things, like little skeleton gingerbread guy plushies or pillows. And yeah, basically every holiday in this area but Halloween is what they were going for. But they did have a couple Halloween things that we saw some stuff last time, but I saw a couple of new things. They had a ghost holding a pumpkin bowl that was in their little iridescent line or little oil slick line. They had a little coffin guy with a skeleton on it. Was it a little sign, or I can't remember what it was. And so they did have a couple of Halloween looking things in here, some pumpkins. They had some black and white striped pumpkins in here that were really cool looking. So they did have some Halloween stuff in this area, but the majority of this area is all of the holidays but spooky. Which we've been asking for, to be fair. We've been asking for it. So if you're out there like, Jade, you've been jabbing your jaws about Halloween, Easterween, like what are you talking about? Like this is what you've been wanting. I know, but part of me, and some of you agreed with me in the comments in the last video, part of me wishes that they would do a little section of something spooky for each, because I know we'd buy it, but like during this season, because I feel like, and I mentioned this once again last time, so I'm jabbing my jaws again, repeating myself. I feel like it's worth mentioning, because I don't know if anyone else feels this way, that, and I'm not actually being serious. So this isn't that serious, you guys. I'm not being this critical of it. But sometimes I feel like when they put out some of the cutesy stuff, like the Halloween, Easterween, that kind of stuff, and Creepmas stuff, that it's kind of taking up prime real estate for like Halloween stuff to come out. So they're not putting out their usual Halloween in the dollar area because they did Summerween and they did all the other holidays, so we're not seeing a lot of just classic Halloween kind of stuff in here. That's my only criticism of it. Otherwise, I love it, but because we're seeing so much cutesy stuff this year, lots of stuff that could be used for Halloween, I think seeing more of it is like, dang it, here we go again. Yet another store that's gonna kind of scale back on some of the classic Halloween and put out more of the pastel, bright color kind of stuff that we've been seeing, but dang it, you know, that's kind of how I feel about it. I'd love to see a vintage Halloween collection, classic Halloween, darker stuff, all that kind of stuff, just classic Halloween, but just classic Halloween, that's what I want to see. So anyway, but that's besides the point, because we did see some Halloween, some spooky stuff in the regular Halloween section. There was a whole little dark line. They had a vintage looking cat that was really cute, and it was almost sold out. So I know that this is the kind of stuff people are looking for because we're not seeing it a lot of places. They had some skulls in here. They had some, oh man, what else did they have in here? They had some wreaths, a metal bat wreath, and I want to say they had another wreath. It was disco balls. I'll get there. They had some bats, like bat garland. They had other bat decor, like this woven looking, kind of like the Pottery Barn. Is it Pottery Barn that did this? The woven look. I can't remember. And then they had some pumpkins, black, cream, all different kinds of like black and white. It was kind of a gothic looking section is kind of what it was. So it had more of the skulls and bats and that kind of stuff in this area. Black, white, and cream kind of colors. But they did have a couple of Halloween in your face stuff, like the cat that I mentioned. But they did have but this kind of area was a little bit more dark, and they had some candles too in this area. So they had some candlesticks, some stacked skull candlesticks, they had skull candles, they had snake candles, they had a ghost candlestick holder, they had or some other candles. They were really pretty candles, and they were really detailed, really nice. But they did have some candles in this area. They also had some wall decor, like sticky wall decor that said various things, like something about it's spooky season ghouls or something like that. Or what was the other one that they had? Happy Halloween. Oh, what else do they have in this area? Lots of stuff. And the prices were really good. I want to say almost everything was under $20. And the $20 items were more of like the wreath kind of stuff, wall decor kind of stuff. And a lot of the other stuff was under even, I would say, $10. Like the pumpkins and stuff like that. The prices were really good. And then they had a disco ball collection. It was a small little collection, so I can't complain because it wasn't taking up the whole aisle. But man, the disco balls are back in action at Walmart this year, y'all. They had a pink skeleton holding a disco ball, an orange skeleton holding a disco ball. They had a disco ball with a tree coming out of it. They had a disco ball wreath. They had disco balls galore. It was a disco ball situation at Walmart. Then they also had some other velvets, bright colored. Anyway, so that's what we saw at Walmart. We're going to keep checking back because I really want to see. I've seen some blow molds that are going to be available there that look pretty cool. So I'm wanting to check. We'll check back at Walmart. Maybe we'll go tomorrow morning or something and look. I'm here at Ross. I want to check Ross one more time. We're here at Ross. All right, Mr. Skeleton, sir. We left Ross, Hallmark, and Aldi. And that Ross is where it's at. We've missed out this whole season because we're going to the same dang Ross that had nothing. Dang it, Mr. Skeleton. But you know what they had in there? It was so freaking cute. Look at these. They had, for Lucian, these white Doc Martens for $30. These things are like $60 normally. $30. It's a steal of a deal. Anyways, went to Ross. That Ross actually had Halloween. They had these gold metal candlestick holder things that had gold spiders all over it. We saw these. I have this. Do I have the silver ones or black? No, they're like a blackish with, if you remember, I will never forget this. I saw them at HomeGoods that one year, and I turned around and went back and got them, if you remember. And then they had water globes. They had some other different tabletop decor, like ceramic tabletop decor in here. And they had a big ghost. They had skulls. They had all of the spooky goods in here. But yeah, a lot of the stuff in this area is a lot of tabletop decor, ceramic stuff, skulls, ghosts, jack-o'-lanterns, the little lantern things, that kind of stuff. I think they had some potion bottles in here and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so we saw some Halloween actually in the Halloween section. They also had some blankets. They had some bat blankets, spiderweb blankets. They had cutesy conversation heart blankets, like a Betsy Johnson one. Some ceramic pieces, like kitchen kind of stuff, like lots of little canister things. They had some pastel ones, like a pastel Dracula looking guy. They had some, they had ghosts. They had silver, was it one a silver ghost that almost looked like a disco ball kind of style thing. They had jack-o'-lanterns. They had all sorts of little canister looking things in here, cookie jar looking things. They also had a bunch of little salt and pepper shakers that had that kind of vintage look to them. Jack-o'-lanterns. They had cauldrons. They had ghosts. They had all sorts of little salt and pepper shakers in here. They also had some, what else? Oh, spoon rest. They had some little candy bowl, candy dish things, and then mugs with all sorts of Halloween things on it, bright colors. They also had pink pastel stuff per usual, and cutesy ghosty mugs, cat mugs. They had, was there a jack-o'-lantern head guy mug? maybe even a Frankenstein mug in here, but lots of different, all different genres in here. They had anything from cutesy to classic Halloween in the mug section, but they had a lot to choose from. And then they had some bathroom towels. They had Snoopy or Great Pumpkin. They had a ghost one. They had, or maybe a couple ghosts. Just a couple little hand towels. They also had some shower curtains. They had a couple of Betsy Johnson ones. One was pink. One had more pumpkins, spooky house kind of look to it. And then there was like a whole set, came with the shower curtain rings and everything. Pastel pink one with witches. They had a Lilo and Stitch one. They had lots of pastel. Everything is pink this year, you guys. I'm struggling with the pink stuff, not gonna lie. And then they had a little area that had a lot of the bigger stuff. They had stacked ghosts. They had some cutesy looking stuff. Was there a little bat or a cat or something like that? A ghost. Some cutesy looking stuff in here too. And jack-o'-lanterns, the bigger stuff was in here. So we did actually see Halloween at Ross. Anything else I'm missing from Ross, I'll show here. But yeah, they actually had Halloween at Ross. They had anything from classic Halloween to gothic looking to pastel and anything in between. They also had, I think that's it. I think that's all we saw at Ross. Then we went over to Hallmark. They had some really cute spooky displays. They had a whole little Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown looking display that had Snoopy stuff, and they had cups, like a bunch of different cups, anything from mugs to tumblers. And then they had, what else did they have? They had a Snoopy plushie. They had some pillows in here. They had tabletop decor. Then they also had a couple different Snoopy pieces that lit up, some tabletop decor. They also had some other little cutesy decor in here, like this little skeleton guy that dances around, but it wouldn't work. Like I kept trying to push the button on all the different ones and none of them worked. So I don't think they had the tab pulled or something, but very cute, very, very, very cute display. And they had, on the other side, they had more just classic Halloween and a couple of Mickey pieces in here. They had a Mickey house that made noise and lit up. They also had a cute little, it was like a little bowl, like it could be a candy dish, it could be a chip bowl, whatever you want it to be. And it said trick or treat, I think it said on it, and had a little pumpkin. And then they had, what other things? They had a blanket, a ghost blanket, a ghost pillow. They had some jack-o'-lanterns. They had a lot of little plushies in here, little jack-o'-lantern plushies, and then other little mini plushies that were pretty cutesy. Perfect for boo buckets or bags or whatever if you do those types of things. And they had some really cute stickers, to classic Halloween stickers with classic monsters. They also had spiders, candy corns, all different types of stickers in here. They had a really cute mug that had a ghost that said sheet on it. I thought that was really funny. And then a little tabletop decor that said trick or treat that was in the shape of a coffin. A little Mickey in a pumpkin little figurine thing. So a little bit of Mickey, a little bit of Halloween in this area, but it was really cutesy, but very Halloween-y. And then they also had a little Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice and Haunted Mansion area. They had some Nightmare Before Christmas plushies. They had Jack, Zero, and was it Oogie Boogie? And then they also had some mugs, so some figurines in here too. They also had a little Haunted Mansion area that had a Haunted Mansion mug, some salt and pepper shakers, and what else was there? Also another mug. It looked like a cutting board, but it could have just been a wall decor piece, but it was a wooden board. And then they had some Beetlejuice stuff, a really cool Beetlejuice sign that lit up. And then they had one of the coolest Beetlejuice mugs I've seen. It was one of those tall mugs, which I love. And then it had Adam and, dang it, what's the mom's name? Adam is the dad. What's Gina Davis's character's name? Adam and Barbara. That's who it is. And then Lydia, and I very rarely see Lydia pieces. They had Lydia on the mug. It was probably one of the cooler Beetlejuice mugs I've seen. So they had some Beetlejuice stuff in here. They also had some Jim Shore pieces, which Jim Shore does some of those wooden figurines. So they had some Halloween ones. They had some Mickey ones. They had the classic witch, which the Jim Shore witches are some of my favorites. With this, like the skirt kind of opens up and then you see like a whole town inside. And then over in the ornaments, the Halloween ornaments, they had some really cute Halloween ornaments. They had a little devil one and a pumpkin. They had the cutest little nutcracker, cat nutcracker that had a vintage feel to it. In person, this looks so cool. It is so vivid and bright. Classic Halloween. They also had some Nightmare Before Christmas, Citizens of Halloween Town, figurine little ornament things. They had Snoopy or Great Pumpkin. They also had some little mini ones, little Halloween ones. They had Baby's First Halloween. They had some light up ones, a jack-o'-lantern one and a ghost one that lit up. They had the Headless Horseman, which I got this year. I was all excited about. Just overall, I love seeing a good spooky display all set up. I always appreciate a spooky display. So we saw that, and now we're here at Home Depot. We're going in to see the spooky goods. All right, I may or may not have blacked out in there. Oh, hey, Jack, what's up? I may or may not have gotten a Jack blow mold. We saw the spooky goods at Home Depot, and I'm going to have to come back. I think Dallas and I are going to come back this afternoon. My mom is going to watch Lucian and Lachlan. I think we're going to swing by here because the workers were still plugging in all the animatronics. So I only got a couple of animatronics. The workers in there were so nice. They were having so much fun setting up the Halloween. They were laughing and like really invested in getting these animatronics working, and some of them were giving them a little bit of trouble, and they were really, and I told them, I was like, if I'm in your way, just let me know. I'll move. Like, just let me know. Like, I don't want to be in anyone's way. Oh, I'm sorry, Jack. Jack's got a life of his own back there. Anyways, so whatever was going on in there was just so exciting. The display is so good. You guys, oh, I've got a yellow light. Sorry, everybody. The display was so good. The animatronics are so good, you guys. There's this huge, I think he's 15 feet. 15-foot thing. No. I almost said skeleton face, but no. Scarecrow. He's huge and amazing. Oh my gosh. So cool looking. I don't think he says anything. He just kind of moves around all creepy. Then they had this troll. I saw the troll on the website, like, you know, when they did their online release. The troll in person is so cool. And he's big, but he's not like, you know, 12 feet or anything. But he does the most. Like he was like looking for, like, I don't even know what he said. But the troll was, I mean, he was going on and on and on. It was a whole, like, conversation. He was jabbing his jaws. What was the other guy that they had? I think it was another jack-o'-lantern head creepy guy that I got to, like, I turned on, that one was actually working.
I sense the presence of...
And there was another guy, he was a barber.
Welcome, welcome. Take a seat and relax.
He worked. Oh, and the witches with the cauldron. And the cauldron, it was beautiful. Lit up. The witches go on this whole banter. It's so cool.
Dares disturb our ancient practice. Hast thou come to offer thyself to the darkness? The wind carries whispers of thy fate, dearie. The hour is nigh, and we require a sacrifice.
They had a big dragon guy. They had what was the other ones that they had? They had a branchy tree, spooky tree situation. They had a reaper guy.
I have been looking everywhere for you.
And they had so many animatronics, and it was like an animatronic. Did they have a scarecrow? They had so many animatronics. It was like a whole animatronic party at Home Depot. I gasped, like audibly gasped, when I saw the animatronics in all of their glory. They are beautiful. They are detailed. The quality is unreal. They have this other guy that has this skull that pops out of the ground. I don't know if he's a grave digger. I can't remember. It was unbelievable. I'll just show all the animatronics that I'm missing here because they were just so good. I'll just show them in a row.
Like that? Well, you can customize all of that. The spark for the best brain.
Then they had some tombstones, and this is what I was looking forward to. They had a larger, wider tombstone that said something. I don't know. I was blacked out in there. I don't even know what it said. They had some cuddling skeletons. They had this really pretty cathedral window looking one. And then they also had another, what was the last? Oh, cross. It was a cross. Then they had some other blow mold looking things that could definitely go in a graveyard. One of them was this stone statue with her head on the ground, and the other one was an owl that was really cool where the eyes lit up and he was standing on a skull. The only thing about that one, I wish it wasn't a skull. I wish it was like a stump, like a tree stump, and not a skull, because that owl was so cool looking. And I feel like that's an all year round decor piece if it didn't have the skull. These little animatronic things, they had a skeleton dude that was an animatronic guy. They had this creepy kid, and they had the Reaper, but none of these worked. Or the skeleton worked, but the rest of them didn't work when I pressed the buttons. And I think they had a couple of witches too. One witch was kind of a hag-looking witch, and the other one was more of a, I don't even, was she like a prettier witch? I can't remember. But they had a couple of witches, and none of those worked. So only the skeleton worked. So I wish I could show you. We're gonna go back, and I'm gonna see if the other ones work this time when we go back. But they did have those types of they're kind of like animatronics, but also they're like animatronics, they're just smaller. And then they also had some smaller animatronics. They had the gremlin, which was sold out already. The gremlins were gone, and that was, oh, it was so good. They also had Tiffany.
Were you born with that knife super glued onto your head or what?
And Chucky. I have to say this about Chucky. So many people do Chucky dirty. I do not know how many Chucky statues, plushies, animatronics look so bad. Like, they do not look like Chucky at all. This one was so good. One of his eyes kind of didn't shut all the way or open all the way. It was perfect. It was Chucky in all of his glory. They also had some skeletons. They had all different types of skeletons, and the eyes lit up. They had one skeleton that was kind of a gremlin looking dude. They had a burnt looking skeleton. They had what are the other skeletons doing? They also had a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns. They had their usual rotten pumpkin patch jack-o'-lanterns. They had big ones, they had medium-sized ones. They had classic jack-o'-lanterns in here too. And like different sizes, different shapes, different faces. They also had some like small little animatronic things. And they also had some other small little animatronic things. I'm not gonna lie, some of them had light up eyes. So if that irritates you, just close your eyes as you listen to these.
I'm coming through. Watch out!
And then they had a little Jack Skellington guy. They had a little Minion guy. And then what else did they have? I didn't get the blow-ups. Shoot. Bunch of cutesy blow-up kind of characters. And then they also had, they had this huge, I almost forgot about this big gargoyle that lit up. I think we saw this early in the season when we looked online, and I wondered if it blew smoke or something, or was that Lowe's? I thought it was Home Depot, but maybe not. Anyways, they had this big gargoyle guy, and then they had a big archway. Oh man, it was so good. Man, their stuff was good. Anything else I'm missing, I'll show here, but their Halloween stuff, they went all out. They did not disappoint. They came through with the tombstones, with the animatronics, big, small, everything in between, the rotten pumpkin patch stuff. Everything was so good.